afternoon, everybody. Here we are. It's Saturday. What am I doing on a Saturday? Now, I did say, of course, thank you, everybody, for watching HSN and the great crafting stream on the 11th of June. And I thought I would go through all the different stencils. Obviously, not all in the same time because, of course, we want to spend a little bit of time on them. So I thought I'd start today with this one. So I've got my sketchbook. I'm going to show you how to draw the images out of here. So not particularly colouring, anything like that. It's just how you actually use the stencil to get these images. And why did I actually do this one? What is it about this stencil? And I know there's a lot of you out there that use my stencils and you know what you're doing, and that's fab. So you've got some fabulous little pictures. Of course, they're all on the back as well. But some of you have never used stencils before, have no idea how to do this. So I thought I'd put a little bit of everything all in one pack. So once you've done them, you can think, well, actually, I kind of like doing this design. I like the flowers, or I like something a little bit more abstract. And you can then choose, you know, the way you want to go after this. So that was where it sort of came from. So you do get your stencil in here, and you see that mine's numbered. What you have to do when you first get the stencil is to actually number it, matching the picture. If there's no picture in the stencils, then it's probably wise to think that you don't need them numbered. They're pretty self-explanatory. But honestly, looking at this, how on earth are you going to get all those things out of this particular stencil? So yeah, number them, because when I go through the instructions, you'll see that I actually do refer to numbers. For example, look, draw shape number 9. So it's really important that you follow that. So let's get going, shall we? And let's have a look at this one. Creating umbrella silhouette scene. This is the one, if we have a look on the front, here we go. It's this little person here. Now, of course, you can dress it up. You can do all sorts of things with it. But we're going to follow the instructions. And you can see, look, it's a page. So I'm going to put that to one side. And bring my pencil. All I have with me, by the way, pen, pencil, tortillon, and a rubber. I've got my little sort of thinnish rubber as well. That's quite a nice one to use for little bits. But I've got my general rubber. Nothing fancy. And let's make a start then. So what am I doing? I've got my sketchbook here. I think it's easy to do it in there. But you can fit these onto tiles or postcards, that kind of thing. So they're not massive pictures. Okay, so here we go. So it says, draw shape number 9. That's our first one. So here we go. Here's number 9. So I'm going to put that up here in this corner kind of thing. Oh, Elizabeth, thank you. It's a lovely little sort of one that you can try lots of different things with, isn't it? You see? Straightforward so far. And then it says, like, with the bottom of that, perhaps you'll need to draw a horizontal line. Yeah, let's put a horizontal line in. And then it says, draw shape number 15 over the top at a slight angle. Number 15. So if we look at the picture, you see, look, it says over the top. So you can go any way you like. I'm going to follow what it says in the instructions, though. You see, let's just zoom in a little bit. There you go. Oh, hi, John. You see where it's just poking out there? Now, on the instructions, it shows that as a dotted line, but I'm going to get rid of it because once it's under that umbrella, we don't need it. Okay. So there you go. So that's that bit. Okay. So let's have another look. So then it sort of says, right, we've got to put some little arms. So I'm going to come from here. So this is the freehand bit. But you see, it's not really a tricky thing. And every single one's going to look a bit different. Oh, hi, Angela. Oh, it's lovely. Thank you, everybody. Because I did say that I wasn't going to say what time I was coming on. But it's nice that you all caught up when you found me. See, little feet. And really, when you think freehands, that's about it. So then it says, right, let's split the umbrella. So let's find the sort of the middle, you see. And then I'm going to go 1 and 2. Now, you can put any design on this as you want. It doesn't have to be stripes. You can put loads of flowers over it. You can just have wiggly lines. Whatever you want to do is absolutely fine. At the bottom here, it says, look, we're going to put curves like that. Okay, curves. So far, so good. So at this point, I'm going to draw that now in pen. And again, if you want to use the stencil, here it is. We can go over, look, because that's quite a curve, isn't it? We could put that bit in with the stencil and wander around those lines there. If it's a little bit different, please don't worry about it. Remember, the pencil's underneath, it's just a guide. And you're going to remove those lines anyway afterwards. Okay, put a little top on it. Now the actual handle is sort of at the front, one would say, because you don't see it in this picture. But if you wanted to, you see where the angle is there? If I look at it, there, see, you could put a little handle in, but it really doesn't matter. Hello everybody. Oh, thank you for coming and watching. Now this bit I've actually done as a silhouette. So I'm sort of not putting those details in. I've then filled it in with a brush pen. Let's put the bit of it. But if you wanted to, you could always like put, you know, a little line here and a line here. Let's do it. A line there. You see, and then a line there. And you could have like little, you know, little turn-ups and little coat if you wanted to. So you see, you could make it whatever you want to. It's just that to start with, we don't want to be worrying about features and things like that. But if you want to do that, you see, we could have, it's got quite a long neck, I know, but you can have a bit of a collar going on there. And just looks kind of fun, doesn't it? So the next bit then, a little bit of rain. Now, at the moment, looking at our rain, it's absolutely slatting it down so it'd be completely vertical. But where's the fun in that? Let's have a look. The umbrella's going that way, so let's bring a bit in. And again, if you want to do this in pencil first. So I'm going to put any under there. It's sort of going to follow down here. Okay. And then when it hits the ground, it's going to sort of kick off a little bit. So it's bouncing a little bit. I'm going to do, let's have a look, a couple more of them. See, I've not put any under the umbrella because the umbrella's holding it off, isn't it? So here we go. Let's do another one. And I'm not going to put loads there. Maybe it's just started to rain. Sort of keeping it at that same angle. Now when it gets to here, look, I'm going to start to put a few lines in. Notice that the dotted lines, they're not particularly all even. Yeah. Let's have a few over there. And again, I'm not using a rule or anything extra. I'm using the edge of the stencil. Hi Bethan, hi Maureen. Hope you're all well. Okay. See how that sort of wanders off. So you get the idea. We could put more in, we could completely shower it, but looking at my little picture, here it is. There you go. So in a sense, less than about 5 minutes. Oh, I've smudged a bit there, it's all right. We've got something there that sort of resembles what we want to do. Now I'd leave that and then rub out the bits, perhaps go in with a brightly coloured umbrella. And then this, I would silhouette it. So I'd go all in with a brush pen. But as I say, whatever you want to do with that, it's your image. And of course, a little bit of, let me just move that out of the way. Because I had to put a light on. See, here we go. So you've got my camera there, sorry. So that gives you that little bit to go with. Okay, let's lift that camera up a little bit and turn it round. So let's move on to the next one. And it's a similar sort of thing, but this is the one I demonstrated the other night. So I'm going to put that in there. Let's have a quick look at it. Here it is. This is what we did the other night. So you can see the same shape. If we look at the sort of shaded one. So this bit here, I use the circle frame. I do have that with me, so I can do a little bit in that. So here we go. Let's have a look at where we're sort of working. All right. Right, good job. Good job at a cup of tea in hand as well. Okay, so back in with pencil, and we're going to use the same one, number 9. And let's put that one on here. Draw that in, just as before. And this time, instead of using this umbrella shape, we're going to use this shape. So let's sort of, let's do it on the other side. It does show that on the picture anyway. And again, look, it's sitting over the top there. So you can come in and rub that out. And let's put that in. Okay, that one. And then this one does sort of show the handle. Now the handle, if you can see, it starts at the point there. So you're getting a little bit of it. Let's see, maybe I could come that way a little bit and pretend it's got a bit of a handle there. Okay. And then we've got this little shape, looks like a window from Locket Lane. And let's put that in there, sort of about waist. And then I've got a line here and here. And then here and here And then if I join that together, now there's ways I can go round, or I can go completely straight. You see, you're going to get a slightly different bow design. Put a couple of little lines. You see where that's going? Okay. So with that done, I'm going to come in with pen and I'm going to draw that bit in, because there's nothing going to sort of sit beyond that. You see a couple of little flicks in there and there. And then before I draw anything else, I've got this kind of wave coming off it. And then if I do the same on the other side, so see how it sort of crosses over like that. Let's go in a little bit. Oh, there you go. Let's do that again. Look. So a bit of a wave. And then another, but look, it crosses over. Gives me that bit. And then I can come in and draw in again that little shape. Yeah. Oh, Rose. 20th, was it Thursday? I'm going to be on Sewing Street on Thursday with it. So there's a few of them. I'll just keep going. There's a lovely bag panel. What I will do on the Sanntangle page, I've took a photograph and I'll put the new bag that I've done on there, because it's practically finished. The quilts, I actually quilted it last night, and I've just got to sew the binding on. But I'm a bit of an old school person there. I like to actually stitch the binding on by hand once it's been on the back. This looks neater, I think. So look, I'm going ahead and I'm adding some stripes in again. Again, you don't have to do stripes. You see, because I've drawn this completely straight, you can curve it like the other one. But it's about giving you different ideas. And if you prefer this umbrella, you can use this. If you prefer the other one, you're getting options and you're picking different things up from it. See, I've put little dots to go there. Oh, Rose, that won't this time, that folder pattern, but it is on my website. If you want to have a look for it on there, it's, I can send you the link if you can't find it, but it's on there. Okay, so you see I've got my little Japanese lady now. So the next bit is, let's have a look at stencil. We see we've got this curved shape here. I'm going to bring that in. And again, you can do this on any side, but I'm going to bring it in with pencil. Okay, there you are. Okay, let's just knock it down a little bit. There you are, you see? Okay. Oh, Nikki, you're welcome. I think it's important sometimes, and it is a time thing with me. I'd love to sit here and tangle all day and go through all my stencils. But I just don't always have the time because, you know, I'm working on other things, as you all know. So, but I will. I'll get through them all. I'm going to start and I'm going to get through them all with you. Okay, so you see I've got these little dots going. I'm just going to put that there so I don't smudge my work. And then I'm going to go loops. Either side, see like that? And loops, you see? So again, I'm doing 4. You could do 6, you could do 8, you could do pointy ones, longer ones. But, you know, sometimes keep it simple. And again, this is giving you that, just that idea of what you can actually create with it. But again, I've not done anything really tricky here. There's no overs and unders, nothing like that. It's just putting a few shapes together, pulling them down. Now again, you could have this completely full of flowers, or you can have just a few, but you get the idea. You can keep going. See, I think I'm going to put a few more in. See, it looks a little bit bare in there. That's another one there, look. And then try and, if you can, to sort of draw them all in different directions. Oh, thank you, Chris. Because then it's going to look a bit more real. I know they're not real, they're fantasy flowers, but they're going to look more real if you have them all sort of going in different directions. You see? When you've got a few in, I'm going to double up this line. Not too wide, I don't want it too thick there. I want it nice and delicate. And of course, you know, if you've got flowers in the way, you're going to just go underneath them. Like so. And along there, see. Now if there are any flowers, I'm not going to do that on the end. If there are any flowers sort of hanging off, see that one there? It's like hanging in midair. Bring it in with a little stem. Bring it in. So you see if you need to. It's just sort of catching there. And of course you could add leaves, all sorts of things there, but we're following the instructions and that's as far as it takes us. Apart from, let's have a look then. So we've sort of done that one. This little bit. See, we've done those. I've put little lines in there, but not really worried about it there. So now let's do that. We've got these little leaves to do. So here we go. I'm going to put a little line there. And a line there. And then this way, this way, this way, and this way. You see? And there it is. So if I just bring that coloured one back in, you see, exactly the same thing. This time I've actually coloured this in with pencils. So I've added a little bit of shading there. See, I've gone in with my black and then my greys and a bit of white, just to give it some dimension. And of course that circle frame is just giving it a little something in the side there. But that's how you do that one. All right, easy. Let's have a look then. Creating a vase of flowers. So let's have a look at this. There you go, vase of flowers. Now you can recognise that shape, can't you, already? But flowers, how do we do those? So here we go, let's have a look. And it does say, paper A6 size card. Draw the vase shape, circles to position your flowers. It tells you what shapes they look. Because as you can see, there's different sizes. Other circles you could use too if you prefer. So there are different sizes. Split up the spaces. Right, okay, so here we go. Back in. Now again, I'm going to come in with pencil. So let's just put the lid on that. And let's find my pencil. Do you know, it's crazy, isn't it, on such a small desk? Oh, it's because it's behind my an old technology thing. All right, so you see, look, you've got two different sizes of this. So you see, that would be a small vase of flowers. So if you wanted to do a single bloom, you could do, couldn't you? You could use that and maybe a couple of these. Or look, we've got smaller circles there. So I'm going to go a little bit further down. Let's zoom out a little bit. So imagine this would be great postcard size. And let's draw that in. Okay. And of course with this, you could also, if you wanted to. Now if you were going to add a design sort of in the middle, I know it doesn't show that in the instructions. Let's have a look. It's a plain vase. But if you wanted to, don't draw a straight line across. What you want to do is give it a little bit of a curve, like that, because that will then give you the impression it's curved. And you could put little stripes in there. So let's start in the middle. See, so you could get a bit of a pattern going on if you wanted to. But that's sort of digressing a bit. So it says, look, here we go, shapes 1 and 5. Oh, so 1's quite a big flower. Look at that. So we're going for it. And if I look at, draw circles, position your flowers. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to start there. I'm going to have quite a big one. I'm not going to have too many of these because it's a real big flower. And let's put one sort of up there. And then it says number 5 as well. So let's put a few number 5s in. Now, when you're doing flowers, see, it's going to go underneath there. That's fine. You don't want to have the same amount of each one. Let me see, I've got a bit of one there. Let's put a little one up there as well, maybe. Down there. You see, so let's see how that goes. We've got a few. And they're sort of all around the top of where that vase is. Okay? Right then. So let's look at this size, not the big one, this size first. And what I want to do is put a little bubble in the middle. So I can come in and use the smallest one here if I want, or you can draw your own. But let's use that one. Okay. So I'm going to do the same with all of that size one. And let's do that one as well. Okay. So that's my 3 to start with. Oh, let's go in with a bit of zoom. So then it suggests that we're going to split up the space. We do this a lot with the pieces. So here we go. In half. And then in half again. And then each one of those in half. And then if I take this one, so I'm not going to sort of start at the same angle. You know, sometimes you do find that you've drawn it and they are similar, but try not to sort of have them all the same. So this one, let's go straight across. Okay, so even though they're still behind, I'm still going to put that shape in. If you need to, you could always draw that shape so you've got the whole sort of circle so you know where you're going. Okay, so next little bit then, I'm going to take each section in turn. So let's do this one first. And I'm going to follow that shape round. I'm going to come up and put a curve on and down. And then up and a curve and down and again. So I'm going to do that on every one of those shapes. Let's do that one first now. If you come to this, you see it's going underneath. So let's follow that shape. If you need to, draw it in pencil. And then come in and just draw the bits in pen that you need. So, see this one, look. Yeah, that's how the full petal would be, but this is the bit we need. And then once you're sort of confident with it, you can remove it afterwards. So let's just get rid of that bit of pencil now, you see. And it gives you that lovely shape that looks like it's going underneath. Same with that one. See? Okay, I've got my little brush underneath there. So I'm going to go with this one. Same thing, look, in there to there. So once you get the idea of these, they're pretty straightforward. It's nice to sort of do the same flower as you're going. You get that bit of muscle memory then. You see how it works its way round. And this one, this is a full one, so you see, I'm not even taking my pen off the paper there. Until I get to then I feel it's a bit more comfortable to move it slightly. All right, so look at those flowers. Now, looking at this, let's have a look at the picture again. Yeah, it's got some little sort of, here we go, some little like seeds in the middle, you see there? So, in the instructions, let's have a look, it's not showing that. Okay, until I get to step number 14, you see, where it's got a bit more detail in there. So, okay, let's leave that for a minute and let's do the next one. So we're now on to these big ones. And it starts, this one, easier. When you say easier, you sort of look and you think, oh no, but it is. Again, you can always use pencil first. I'm going to put a little loop on the end there. Finishes it off. It's quite a little shape. And I'm going to come round and put a little sort of bean kind of shape. See, sort of a bit of a curve in it. And then same again, look. And same again. And again. Now you notice that they're sort of overlapping each other. So I don't really have one sort of starting and ending in the same place. Some can be bigger if you want them to be. But remember, we're using this circle construction shape as a guide. Because if you're not careful, you get a bit carried away with these and you end up sort of overfilling the page. So see, I'm getting towards the end now. Doesn't matter if you go out a little bit, but maybe one there, look. And one there, look. So it's in there. All right. So I'm going to do the next one. Let's say curl again, look. I'm going to put a bobble on. And then I'm going to wander around. Okay, so same sort of thing. They're really nice to do these, and you know, you could do them smaller if you want, but they do tend to be quite a big bloom, so we want to sort of have different ones. If you had lots of little ones, it wouldn't look quite right. You've got to have a bit of a mixture. So it's sort of important to see that, you see. And again, getting towards the end now, and it's almost finishing that off. I'm going to leave it there. This bit doesn't matter. All right, let's have a little look at what we're doing then. So here we go so far. So we've got those sort of flowers in. And that sort of takes us to step 12. So if we work our way along. So now it's showing that we've got these, you see. Now this one, look, I've actually done it bigger flowers here and smaller there. So it depends what you sort of want to do with it. So, yeah, it's kind of nice though. Doesn't matter which way. Now it says put those little sort of seedy shapes in. But there's no more flowers there. And we've put extra circles in. So, okay, let's put these little seed shapes in. You see, let's go a bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing, because they are little. If you get 2 in, you should do if you're using the same shape as me. Just keep them small and wander around with them. See, it just gives it that little bit of interest there. And then let's have a look. Same with this one. Little shape. So you can imagine this if I'd done it with the flowers the other way around. These would have been a lot bigger, but it doesn't matter as long as you've got the same with the same kind of thing. Or more, and it would, wouldn't it? This would look like a lovely card. And if you actually wanted to go even bigger, you could draw around your vase and then, you know, on the stencil, and then you could draw around it again, which would make it bigger, and draw around it again. So once you've got the main shape, it works, doesn't it? There we go. Let's have a look at that. Okay, see how that's got a little bit more detail in now. So then it suggests leaves, but as I say, we've got these 2 sort of little circles here to deal with, and you're like, what on earth do I do with them? How does that work? Now let's have a look at the pictures, because you see we've got these, we've got these. What other flowers do we have? We've got this one, look. But this, I wouldn't perhaps do that. That's a big one, wasn't it? But look, remember we just did these. What if we put a little bubble in the middle there? And then we did loops. One there and there. Hi, Vicky. Oh, you're not late. Nobody knew what time I was coming on, to be honest. So please don't worry about it. It's fine. There you go. But then it looks a bit weird. So let's fill them in that way as well. So you've just created your own flower. Yeah. We could put lines in. Yeah. Put one more. Let's do another. So here we go. A little bubble. Now if you wanted to, you could ignore the bubble and just use loops. So there's lots of options. You see now 2 doesn't seem enough, does it? But let's sort of have a look. Let's put those lines in. Let's see. Alright, so I think what size was that? That was this one. Let's put a couple more of those. Let's sort of fill in the gaps. So I'm going to draw the whole thing. And then maybe sort of one there. Yeah. And let's put a little bit of one in there, see? So, you know, you can change things up and about as you're going. Don't think it's completely sort of fluid, sort of stuck and you can't do it. It's quite fluid. So, you know, work within the space you've got. Add bits in. If you're not sure, add it in with pencil and then come in with it. Okay. Vicky, absolutely, yes, you could. There's loads of bottle shapes there. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it, actually? Mixing them together. Look at that, a little bunch of flowers going on there. All right, so next bit then. We come back to pencil. Oh, I've missed that one. I always miss something. There you go. So you're going to get a little bit of one under there. And what do we have to do? We've got to put some stems on. So imagine, you know, this one. Let's have a look. It's going to sort of come in here. It's got to be realistic. And one here. So sort of aim for the middle. See, that's going to come in. That one. You're going to see much of that one? Probably not. Not that one. So don't, you know, it's not overkill. And let's put those in. So I'm keeping mine really fine. I don't want loads and loads of stems kicking in. Maybe put that one in a bit there. So it looks like it's up there, see? And a little bit of that one. Sometimes I put the stems in and then I won't put too many bits in this bottom edge because it can start to get a little bit messy. So, you know, you go with what you feel. There's no right or wrong with it. It's your picture. Okay. All right, so they're all attached in that sense. So in with pencil, and I'm going to bring some sort of lines out over everything. You see? All sort of coming in from that area. Maybe one there, you know, sort of coming over the vase. And then here, let's just sort of go in a little bit more. And I'm going to create my little leaf shape. It's going to sort of be, imagine you've got a line there, that kind of thing. Yeah. So imagine, I'm not going to use the whole line up now. See, I've used a bit. A bit. So I'm going to round and I'm going to put that on each of those points just to start me off. And notice I'm using pencil because if I want to, then I can change it. See, I'm going to go over there with my, look, there with my leaf. Let's go out a little bit. Rose, yes, I will. Yes, I will put my fabrics on there. Yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, but then just a single one on its own. Yeah, a little bit sort of sparse. So I'm going to put leaves either side and then join it to the stem. Same again, like either side and join it. And because I'm in pencil, I can go straight over so you sort of get the idea of where everything is. And then it doesn't matter afterwards where you're going to put them or if you want to add more. It's up to you, see. See there, like it's going to sort of be underneath there. It's going to get a bit busy, but all right. Let's do one there and one there. Okay, oh, just missing that one. So you do need quite a few leaves. It just looks a bit wrong if you've not got many. So let's put them in. So I'm going to draw these in first. Okay. And then I'm going to put that line in. All right. And again. Now I can't show you samples of these because they're all in America. So I don't have them with me. But that's okay. They'll come back soon. So yeah, let's get them drawn in. So you see, I'm not being too fussy with this. Straight round. And once you've got the shape to help you, and then my lines, look, I'm not going to go too thick with these, just a single line. Oh, forgetting that one underneath, look. Because we sort of know what they are. There you go. And see with that one, it's a little bit thin, that one, so let's make it a bit wider. Oh, Rose, I think we need to do a live unboxing on Facebook of you and your sewing machine. We're all excited for you. Just have fun with it, you know. I would try all the stitches first, you know, get yourself a bit of fabric, double it up and try all the stitches. So then you've got a nice little record of everything that's on there. Yeah. Take your time with it. Don't think you've got to go at like a Ferrari speed. Nice and easy, you'll be fine. Oh. Okay. Look at that. It's okay. Let's have a look. I'm going to put my vase in now. So let's bring it back. See, this is why I left it in pencil till the end, because I've got some leaves going over it. And along. All right. Okay. And again, I'm just going to put that over the top so I'm not leaning on it. And I'm going to come in there with a little design. Not that that's in the instructions, but you see, it just gives it a little bit of interest there. And I'm going to put them lines in, like starting from the middle. I'm going to put some thin ones going that way. And that way. You see, it just gives it that little bit. You can do anything you like with the vase, really. All right. And line across there. Okay, so let's have a look at that. All right, so we have a vase of flowers. And when you think about it, we've used we've used the vase shape. We've used this circle, and this circle. And that's it. And look at that. Once that's coloured, I'm not going to rub out the lines yet, but, you know, let it dry, rub the lines out, and just look what you've got from a few shapes. Yeah? It's lovely, that. What's next, then? Here we go. Oh, okay. Introduction to Behind the Keyhole, Locket Lane cul-de-sac. So, a family of field mice have set up home here. And we've got some hills going on, a small tree in the front. Yeah, so let's give this a go and see what this looks like. So it says to start off with, number 1, just shape number 12. Let's put the pen away for a moment. Quick sip of tea. Shape number 12. Here we go. Shape number 12. So let's draw that in. Okay, number 12. And then it says part of number 7 for the door. And this is where sometimes you look at a stencil and you don't think of the whole shape. If I turn it to its side, and in the middle, I used part of it, so I can decide how tall my door is. So, about halfway, part of the door. And then remember that little bit that we used for the bow and the back of that dress? I'm going to use it now for windows. One there. Now, to get it sort of level the other side. Oh, hang on. There we go. This would be great for like a new home card, wouldn't it? There we go, windows. So let's have a look next. Drawing, showing it. I've done that. Sketching the roof. How do you sketch a roof? Okay, so let's start with. Let's have a look. The roof here is a little bit higher than those windows, so let's put a little line in there and there. Okay, and then at the top, let's put a little line. See, similar sort of size. And then you could use the curve. And again, look, it's using the stencil, but not the whole thing. And it just makes life a little bit easier. Because we've got those guidelines in, we've got a roof. Look at that, immediately. Okay, so chimney, and it says, use a top of shape number 9. Okay, here's that number 9 again, look. Top of the shape, let's use that. Okay, here we are. Chimney, okay. Then we want some steps in. Now, steps, I like to have them a little bit rickety. And let's put some of those lines in there. So see, that's going to be one. And, so they're sort of, you know, wobbly. Let's get rid of that bit. I'll do that once I've got rid of it, you know. See, it's like sitting on them almost, isn't it? And then put my line across. Okay. So from there it says, right, it wants some hills. So how do we do that? Number 6, use shape number 20 to form hills on either side. And that's that curve that we use, remember? So, okay, let's have a look at this. So we've got curves. So let's have a hill here. Let's have a look. Kind of here. Look, we've got a hill. And let's do another one. This time, look, it's going sort of over there. And down there, look, another hill. There you are. So it gives me that. And I could put more hills in if I want. I could just keep going. And then, okay, tree. So here's that number 9 yet again to form a tree. I'm going to put it, you could decide where you want it. I'm going to have it sort of sitting at the front here. So all this behind it, let's get rid of. Because we don't want to overcomplicate. Because that tree is going to be in the front anyway. All right, let's put that in. How on earth is that going to make a tree, you might say? Okay, there it is, tree. Yeah, number 7. Okay, and then we've got all these sort of little cloud kind of shapes. And we have got that on there. Look, there it is. Number, is it 8 or 9? Number 8. Yeah, look, it's my writing. So let's start with, and again, this I'm not going to really now see all that underneath. Let's get rid of that and put the first one in. So it's going to be quite a tree in full bloom. If you wanted to do a tree that was like without the leaves on the top, I'll show you that in a minute. Let's put a few more of these. Okay, so let's have like one there, one there. You see how it's sort of forming? Let's put one there. Okay. I see, I was so excited about the tree, I didn't put the window in at the top there. Well, I can come do that in a minute. Okay, so we've got a bit of a tree going on there. And of course, this one's sticking out in midair, so we can have a little bit of a branch. Go from there to there, look. Maybe one there to there. You see how it sort of picks in, and then some of them poke out at the top. There you are. See, sort of like wavy little bits. Now this, what I can do, I can bring it into that. Let's have a look at this. And then if I put a little sort of little bubble around it, a little oval, you see it looks like it's going in. So it doesn't look like everything's sort of in behind and in front and all that kind of thing. Let's have a couple more wispy lines there, yeah? Okay. So if you wanted to do a tree that hadn't got, oh, hang on a second, let's go in a bit. That hadn't got all the leaves and things. So if we start with that, yeah. And then if you follow this up a little bit, and then that one, and then that one. And let's then sort of thicken that up a little bit. So it gives you sort of a starting point. And then it sort of wanders from there. See, let's have one there, look. You see how they get a little bit thinner and more wispy? Further up you go. Yeah. And then if you wanted to, you could have a couple of lines there, a little rectangle, and you've got a swing. But yeah, that's sort of if you wanted to do that. Anyway, back to our house. Okay, we've got a window missing. Now, it says on number 7, use shape number 9, this time in full, to the left side of the house. Okay, number 9. Let's have a look. And, oh, we've done that one. That was the tree. Use shape 11. Here we go. 11 for the upper window. Here we go. So, let's have a look at that. There you are, number 11. Now, we could do with this if I put a little rectangle underneath, like so. Do the same on the others. One there, one there. And then on the inside, you can put yourself a little cross in there. Let's see, I'm just doing this lightly because what I want to do, I'm more interested, here we go, in that shape. See, so it gives me my little window panes. There's that one. There's that one. All right. And then, of course, here, you're probably better doing this straight with a fine liner because it's quite small with the pencil there. My pencil's not seriously sharp, so it gives you that. And let's have a little frame in the doorway there. And a little handle. Maybe your doorway's made of bits of wood, maybe. See, maybe you want a little sort of mouse hole in there as well. So you can start to actually, you know, work on extra little bits and pieces. So let's have a look on the top here. I'm going to put a little bit of a tiny hill on the top there because what you can actually do is put some little lines. Yeah, let's go a little bit bigger. Because they're tiny in the background, and we just put some little lines that way and that way and that way. Yeah. And then let's have a look. Almost there, you see? So it's really in the background. Let's go out a little bit. So we need to just change the shape of this a little bit. So rather than having it curved down, we're going to sort of come around and we're going to sort of shape it at the bottom. So it's a little bit more solid at the bottom there. You see? Okay, so again here what I can do is change that a little bit so it does look a bit more tree-like now. Alright, so we're taking those curves off at the top. See, we've got the structure, we've got that sorted. See how that sort of looks a little bit more tree-like. Okay, I've lost my chimney, so if you want to, you can always go and put it on the other side. See, a bit of smoke coming out. And there, oh, a couple of little, see where you've got the little, you can put some little leafy shapes. If you want, you can bring in some of those little looped flowers. We know how to draw them now, right? So you see how you can choose what you want to do with it. All right. Flowers going on. You see? So it's amazing when you sort of think, from nothing, we've got a full house now. And this is, you know, if you like this kind of thing, this is definitely the Locket Lane, the Riverside Row, Halloween Hollow, that kind of thing. But if you like this, then you're looking at Flowers in Bloom and Say It With Flowers, that kind of, oh, just beautiful. Even the lotus, although the lotus is a specific flower. So it shows that you can do different things depending on what you want to do with it. So far, we've got 4 completely different. Well, these 2 are a little bit similar. We've got our flowers, we've got our Locket Lane house. Let's have a look what's next. Creating a single bloom. Okay, so let's have a look at this then. Let's move everything out of my way. I'm on to my next bit in my sketchbook. Okay. All right, and it sort of says, just above the centre on your piece. So, okay, well, it depends what size your piece is, doesn't it? But, okay. Draw number 3, at an angle. So imagine you've got your tile. Yeah, so let's just imagine when it says just above halfway on your piece. We don't want to go massive. Here we are. Okay, so I've got something to work to. So just above centre, there's my centre. So that would be the centre. So just above, slightly angled. Yeah, that's what it says. So let's put that in. Okay. And then it says number 3, freehand in a stem. Oh, sort of number 6 as well. Let's put 6 in. Okay. So you see, it's not in the middle. It's not sort of halfway between. It's definitely more in than out. You see? Okay, rub it. Might as well, because we're going to get rid of it in a bit. So far, so good. Let's go in a bit. Looks like a spaceship. Okay, then freehand in a stem. Now, okay, let's have a look at this. So imagine you've got the middle-ish. Well, draw a curve. You see, curve. Then another curve. Like so. And then either side, I'm going to do some loops. Loops. Now, of course, if you think, oh, loops can't do. Here you've got, they're slightly different, but you've got little loops and things you can use. It's a little bit big for what we're doing, but it gives you a starting point. And then here, oh, let's just get rid of that pencil. I don't want that. I'm going to go a line, a line, and a line. Yeah. And then I've got to do a few more. So now, do I want to split it into 2? So I've got 2, or actually I think probably the 3. And you see how they sort of curve as they work their way around. So let's do, I'm going to just see where this goes. See, so it sort of goes like it's going around the back. Yeah. So then it says bring in your pen. And what I'm going to do is start in this middle one, round about the middle here, and then curve it round so it makes like another loop in that section. And then here, now don't worry if your loops start to sort of work their way underneath each other. That's quite a good thing. You see how we're working our way around now? So it's forming these sort of petals, but because we're going around that shape, they're going to look like they're going behind. So let's do this one. Run along. And how it kind of keeps going. There you are. Okay. So I'm going to draw in that number, was it number 6? Yeah, it was. Number 6 again. So it gives me my flower top. And then it suggests that I fill this in with bubbles. But you don't have to. You can colour it any way you like. So, you know, don't make them too small. And of course, if you find that, you know, you need to change them up a bit, you can come in and fill it with ink. And see how that kind of works its way around and around. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, take your time with this a little bit. I am working a little bit quicker. So you want to get through a few other things as well. So there you go. Gives me that kind of a thing. All right. So Next bit, it's looking at the sort of the leafy shapes. So let's put this in with a bit of pencil there. Now this would look nice as a single bloom on an inked background. I know I did my brush pens the other day. So here, look, I've got some lovely inked backgrounds that, you know, if you draw on the back of those, you don't have to colour it in either. All right, little line there. And a little line there. And then we're going to come in with lines the way along. Same on this side. So you can make this as wide or as narrow as you want to. And then a little loop in the middle. In the middle. And then I'm going to do little S shapes along the stem. At the bottom, we can just put a little curve on, like so. And then I'm going to bring some little lines out. Yeah. And I'm going to put some tiny little leaves on the end. So, you know, real little. I wouldn't even do them in pencil. Two little ones either side. Join them to that stem. If you can. Just sort of brings it out a bit. You see, that's going to go behind. You're not going to see much there. Maybe one there. And that gives us our little bloom. Let's move that a bit. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different images. Next one, so we're getting into something a little slightly more sort of abstractish now. So kind of a longer design. Let's have a look then. So coming in with pencil. It says use shapes 17, 13, 16. 17. Oh, 17, 13, 16. So you've got different ones. And just to help me out a little bit, I'm going to put myself a line in. Ever so lightly, but I've got a line. And let's have a look. Looking at the image that's showing me here, let's put that one in. So it goes that way. Then it turns round. And then another one, not too far away. And then I've got a smaller one. So again, turn my stencil around. Once you get the hang of these, you can do them any way you like. It's just whilst you're having a go at it and you've not done it before, I'm following the picture. There's one there, look, one there. I'm going to turn my stencil round. And one there. Okay, have a look at that. So we've got something similar. Look, step one, you see. And then the next thing, see, it gives you this wavy line going in and around it. It stops there, look, with a curl, and then these are like droplets. So let's get rid of that first line there. Don't want that anymore. It's just, that was just to keep me in touch. Okay, so here we go. So that one is going to go under there. Then it comes sort of over there, look. And back under. And then here. Now it's not going to quite work with this one because this one's a little bit higher than the one in my picture. But that's okay. I'm going to ignore it. So let's go over it and put the curl in. Yeah. And then because these are going to hang, we could have that one hanging. Oh, let's use a vertical sort of shape. Line it up with the edge of my pad there. There, look. And then that one can hang from there. And that one can hang from there. See? So we've got this little hanging thing going on. And, all right, next bit then. So we want to create a thicker ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to this side and I'm going to draw a line. You see it's getting thinner. And then as it comes out this way, you see, follow it round. It's going to get even thinner till it joins the line there. And then I'm going to work my way a little back. Let's just go in a bit. You see, so it's got quite thin, so it's joined. And I'm coming back and starting here. I'm going to do something similar. You see, and it's a little bit wavy because I've not moved my paper. And then here, back again, look, until I go underneath. And it joins there. So I've kind of got a bit of a twisted ribbon going on. You can always sort of change it a bit. Maybe I'll go a bit thicker with that there. Because remember, it's in pencil, so that's fine. Ooh. That's kind of nice. Yeah, let's get rid of that bit. Don't need that. And let's just clean that up a bit. Ooh. Okay, so that's that bit done. Let's have a little look at that then. And of course, a little bit of a join on the end there. Okay, so from there, we're more or less, let's move over. We've already done that bit. Now this shows more of a decorative ribbon. So let's have a little look at that. Let's zoom in again. You see a little bit of little bubbles on the end. Now this I would probably, would I do it in pen? Yeah, I'd probably do this in pen. But, you know, if you're not sure, you see little ribbons. Just makes it look like a little bit more expensive. You've got ribbon with that on the edge. Yeah, classy people. Look at this. Now, as it gets to that curve, it's going to go down. Oh, thank you, Rose. It's one I picked up, actually. It's a really good one. I'm sure there's loads of them about. But it just gives you a real sort of fine bit to deal with if you need to. So as the bends there, a lot smaller, but you see, then we can work it out. Come round. And along. Oh, a little bit at the bottom, like so. Getting smaller. Okay. I think I've not done this in the instructions, but I'd probably be inclined to go in and put like a little faux stitch line all the way along as well. I know it's kind of fine. And again, I'd do all this in pen afterwards, because you don't want to be spending your time doing all these little lines and then doing it in pen. You see? So that's that bit. And then let's look at these shapes. They're all done in the same way. So they start with a, let's have a look, a line coming around. So it's like that S, but we did it backwards this time. And then if I double it up, so I've got this kind of curve coming across it. Again, let's just neaten that bit up there. And remove that, you see, so it looks like it's going behind. And then I've split up my space again, so here we go, put a curve in, a curve because it's curved, one there, one there, and then at the bottom I'm going to put curves in, like that. And let's have a look, what have I done here? So I've put a little line in, like so. And then I'm coming in with a dot and little dots. And I do that on all of them. Yeah. So let's have a look at that. So again, and it, you know, once I'd put the pencil lines in, I'd got those curves, I'd do this in pen. You see, curves, lines and dots, lines and dots. Same sort of thing here. Oh, I didn't put the line across. Do you know what though? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to rub that out. I'm going to have one less in there as well. Just to show that you don't have to have it the same. You can change it about. You can put whatever you like in. Yeah. So this is a completely different way of looking at it compared to the other drawings we've done. This is a little bit more abstract-ish. It just gives you a nice pattern. So if you wanted something that wasn't really an image, it's kind of nice. And let's have a look then. So I'm going to sort of join this to basically nothing at the top. Let's put a little pale line in, because it suggests here is to do a curl and a bit of a wavy line across the top. Let's go that way and join it, and it's got a little circle. Let's use that little one there. Again, rub out that bit in the middle and there, and there we've got a lovely sort of longer type of shape. Oh, Angela, good question. If I'm colouring a piece, now depends what I want to do. If I'm going to colour it and I want it kind of sort of like this, nice and bright, I wouldn't use graphite at all. I would make sure I've got my outlining pen, if that's what I'm doing. I'd remove all graphite and then I'd colour it in with pencils or watercolour, whichever. If I wanted a slightly more muted feel, then I would shade it with pencil, blend it with the Tortillon, then I'd go in with pencil over the top. Now, I did do that yesterday on the live tile, which was tile 450, was it? So if you want to see how I did that there. But if I'm going in bright colours, I wouldn't put any graphite in at all. It would just be coloured pencil. Okay. So one more to do then. I mean, look, this stencil's amazing, isn't it? So I've got this kind of a shape. It's slightly more abstract. I think this gives us a little bit more of a feel of using your frames. So I know frames can be a little bit daunting. Let's have a look at one. Here we go. It's one of the frame stencils. And you're like, oh my goodness, how does this happen? But what I've done here is I've given you a shape and we're starting to sort of play with that in grids a bit. So here we go. Piece of a regular tile. So it depends how big you want to go. Draw shape number 2, top middle of your cardstock in pen. Draw a frame around it as a construction line for others. Okay, got that. So here we go. I'm not going to do it in pen. I'm going to stick with pencil. And I'm going to draw number 2. There, like so. All right. And then it says use that to help construct others. So you see I've got that angle there. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a space. And then I'm going to draw a line in. And then the same here, like a bit of a space. And draw a line. Yeah. So then I could take this shape. Let's just help myself out a little bit here. Put the line in there. And then I could put my stencil there. You see? Now I can see the space either side. I could draw another one in. So I've got them sort of parallel to each other. So let's do something similar here. So that's where it's going to be. But I'm going to give myself a bit of space. Oh, drew around my splint there. And let's put that one in. You see? So see how that's working. Now this has got 4. But this sort of, let's have a look at the instructions. Look, you see, he's got 4 going across like that. I've sort of got 3 going that way, but it just shows you can do something different with it. It doesn't matter. I'm going to put another one in there then, just to sort of show you can do something different. There you are. Okay. So then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw inside them. So they've sort of got a bit of a frame to them. So I'm going to do all this side first. Just being that I'm at that angle. You see? And along there. And into that one. See, then looking at that angle as a guide, let's put those in. There you are. And this one. And so I've sort of got, let's say, little frames there. Okay. So just to help now, because I don't need that construction anymore, or you might want to keep it in. I'm going to get rid of it. So for a certain part of it anyway. There you are. Okay. Yeah, so I've got my diamonds in shape. Again, you could have 4 together, you could have them across like I've done, whatever shape you want to go with. Okay, and then it sort of says number 4, draw a wavy line underneath the shapes. So here we go. Underneath the shape. See, so there, it's going underneath. Underneath. Okay. So if I look at this one, you see, I'm sort of in the middle there, but I've got a different shape, but that's fine. So then it's doubling up. So let's double up. Now the nice thing, because I've done all this in pencil, I can change it a little bit. I'll show you that in a minute. And it sort of says then, right, okay, add a bead on each, using 19 on the ends. So here we go, bead. So what I'm doing, let me just zoom in here. Bead. You see how it sort of sits inside the line, and if I put that on the end there, bead. Let's do that again at the bottom one. So slightly in, turn it round, bead. You see? Okay. So looking at this, and it says draw it all underneath. Okay, remember we had that, but I might decide I want different. So that's going underneath there. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come over the top. See? So now I've got something that's weaving around. Okay, over the top. And then it's underneath. So it's under, over, under. Now we've got a couple of these sort of kicking in. So again, let's do the similar thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go under, actually no, I'm going to go over, then under. Let's go under all of that. And then over. And then under and over. So you can decide what goes where and how it works. But if you want to keep them all underneath, that's fine. If you're going to keep them all underneath, then yeah, draw your diamonds in pen, and then you can do all the pencil work and then rub out the bits you don't need, which we've already covered. So you see, little beads, both ends. Okay. Now this piece is it takes a little bit longer than some of the others because you know you're building it as you go. So I'm going to give you little parts of it. See here, look, I've got 2, 3, I've got sort of 4 of those little lines and beads going on. Okay, and then it's giving you sort of sections. You see here, look, it's like there, and it's like a little swirl. So what it suggests to, and again, I'm going to do this in pencil, but I would usually do it in pen. Find yourself a little gap. There we go. Doesn't want to zoom. So maybe sort of up this bit here and fill it with swirls. You see, this is where this one is definitely more abstract. But, you know, you can have a bit of fun with this. If you want to do something that you don't really want to draw a particular image, you just want to have a little bit of me time, then this is a brilliant one to do. Because there's, you know, bits you can go. And this one, so we talked about going bigger. You could do a whole page of these shapes and fill it. So there we go. We've got some little swirls going on. All right, now we've got number 8. It says draw 2 circles, number 5 around the piece. Number 5. Oh, well, let's keep it within the same sort of space here. Okay, let's go there. And I'm just going to dotted line that because I want to see exactly the whole piece. And again, I'm just going to do one, but you get the idea. A little bit of a dot there, and it's splitting up. You see, look how I've really sort of made a big point that it doesn't have to be neat. Because it says, here we go, fill it, split them up. So let's split it up. So that's 1. Now it says into 12. So how are we going to do that? 1, 2. All right. Doesn't matter though. 2. So that gives us 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we don't want 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we need to split this look into 3. There you go. Okay, and then inside each we've got little loops like so. And again, I would probably do this in pen. You see, little loops. So where it comes here, you've got to decide, are you going to go over or are you going to go under? So I think for this one I'm going to go over, and then this one I'm going to go under. So you see how you can have a bit of fun with it? You can decide. You don't have to make a decision, but you can decide where it's going to go. So that gives me, I'm going to say I'm only doing 1 flower, but you see there it's got 2 in. You could do as many as you like. And then we've got a bit of a leaf shape going on. So same sort of thing. Let's do one sort of coming down here. And I'm going to bring out, it's like a real thin kind of banana shape. Yeah. With a little loop on each side, and then I'm going to come in, down there and back up, and down there and back up. Let's just get rid of a bit underneath. You see, I'd probably fill that with a bit of ink. There you are. And let's put another one in. So, a little loop. And a little loop. And then around. And around. So you see how that kind of works? So, again, as many as you want. And I've got a couple of little curls coming out as well. So, you know, you can add these as you go in. You could do as little as or as much as you want to do with it. And that takes us to sort of this bit here, where if I look on the back, you see what I've done with this one. I've actually used graphite and shaded these bits. I've actually used graphite for all except the beads. But then you see here over the top, just like we were mentioning Angela earlier, I've added a touch of colour over it. So you can see that it's slightly more vintage. It's not as bright as these. And it gives it that little hint if you want it to. See, I've even added, look, some just part flowers in those sections. So looking at this one here, see, you've got a part section. So again, you could come in, look, and fill that with loops. So this one is great for a mindful moment Sunday. Yeah. Oh, Vicky, I know. But do you know what? It's amazing how they sort of build, isn't it? And then suddenly you do it and you're like, oh my goodness me, I've done it. So, quick recap then. This was our starting with Stencils booklet. And this is the stencil, which doesn't look like much on its own. And then, of course, you're going to number it, matching the stencil at the back. So, see number 1, look, number 1. This is number 4, it's number 4. And then I've worked systematically from the first one, which is we did the little guy in the rain. Might be a lady actually, but I'm sort of seeing it as a little guy in the rain. There he is. So what I would do that, you could put clothes on, but I would fill that with ink as a silhouette. Bright coloured umbrella. And then here, look, I've got my little geisha there. And again, let's rub those bits out now with the little blossom. Yep, there she is. Then we did the vase of flowers. Now this one is pretty impressive because it grows quite quickly and you can do a bigger picture. This is perfect for your postcards. You can do a really nice piece with that and it's a good size for it. But you can go bigger if you want. And I know we did mention that. If you want to go bigger, you can always draw around this shape so it goes bigger. Then we did the little cul-de-sac in Locket Lane, the little hills and the chimney and all that. Of course, a tree without leaves or without the bush there. Okay, and we've done the single bloom flower, which I really love this one because it's so unusual. And you could do lots of these. You could even bring some of these into the vase if you wanted to. So don't think it's, you know, individual. Then, of course, we went a little bit more sort of abstract-y. We've got a really long design, kind of nice. If you want to do a DL card, and I know I've done a DL stencil recently, but that's a nice one to sort of add. And again, that'll fit on a postcard if you want it to. And then the last one, we did one a little bit more mindful there, where you can chill out and do little bits. And of course, if you've got your frame stencils, you can do these shapes using the smaller shapes around there. I've only got the circle one with me. I keep that with me all the time, I think. Let's have a quick look through my sketchbook. Yeah, I think I've only got that one with me. But you can actually, you know, use any of the stencils and you can take that middle shape and then the one next to it and you can form little pieces like this that will actually allow you then to do something a bit different with. And that's where the getting creative with your frames works. So that's kind of a nice one to do there. But I think overall this stencil is a good taster of all the different things you can do. And then from here, if you were not sure and you didn't know where to start, you've then got an idea of where you're going to go. Whether, like I say, it's frames, whether it's slightly more abstract designs, whether it's flowers, whether it's slightly more sort of pictorial, or it's the Locket Lane range. So yeah, I hope that's been of use to you. I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope you've actually got something out of it. And now looking at it, even with the instructions, I know sometimes you look at that and you think, what did she even mean? It gives you a little bit of an idea as to how to draw them all. So please come back and look at it if you need to. Please let me see, let me see how you get on. Add some colour to them. Create some of these lovely little designs. And I hope it's been useful. I will do another one when I get some time over the next week or maybe the weekend. I'm going to focus on the Locket Lane and the Halloween Hollow and Secret Keyhole. So I'm going to do a little bit of each of those. So absolutely, it's a good way to go. I think it's the way I did the videos, or the order of the demos I did on HSN the other day. So at least you know where I'm going with it. So okay, have fun with it, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll catch up with you soon. Okay, take care. Bye, everybody. Bye.